So it's been a while since I made a video. Happy New Year 2024. I think every year I decide on what types of wine I'm gonna possibly explore in the new year. Don't think this year I really have much, but I do have sort of what I'm gonna call my wine of the year. All these publications come out with the top 100 wines of 2023, number one wines, Wine Spectator, Wine Enthusiast, Decanter. Then I think Wine Spectator even comes out with their best bargains of the year or whatever it may be. So eventually I'll do a video on that. Just read it blind, top 100, highlight some wines that I think are worthwhile. Before I get to what I think the wine of the year is, and there's reasons for it, I'm drinking a 2003 Riesling Halbertracken, so it's Spotlasis, so it's picked later. I've been drinking this wine for a bit, but it's vinified dry. So Spotlasis normally can be a little bit sweet, a little bit of residual sugar. They pick the grapes later so that they're a little riper, but they're just vinifying this all the way dry, low alcohol. I love this wine, 20 years old. I bought a case because I just love it as a weekday white. It's got some butterscotch and dried apricot. There's a little bit of that petrol. It's very much developed, but I feel like it could still go longer, which is what makes this wine awesome. Acidity's still really there. You really gotta like an aged white, but I absolutely love that wine, and it's like sub $20 a bottle, although it cost me a little bit more to get it here. Last night, or over 2 nights, I had Obsidian. Obsidian typically focuses on Cabernet and Bordeaux blends, Cabernet heavy Bordeaux blends. This is their Nicholas Block Malbec 2021, and it was awesome. I think Malbec done right can be amazing. I think Malbec got a bad name when they started mass producing Malbec, and they were a little too thin, but this one is awesome. I know from Argentina you can go get the Nicholas Catena ones, and some of those ones that you pay a few extra bucks for are fantastic. This tasted to me, had like a very, when Malbec to me has a blueberry cobbler type of thing going on, I love it. It's also had a little bit of a smokiness, but not in a bad way. This wine was awesome. I think, I gotta imagine the ABV was a bit higher on it, but I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, just for 14.3. Yeah, odd one. But yeah, great wine. Liked it a lot. I think I would buy that again. Tonight, with my steak that's resting, I opened up a Leeuwin Estate Art Series 2017 Cabernet from Margaret River, so Western Australia. This region is supposed to emulate Bordeaux to a degree. I don't know if this is 100% Cabernet or not. 13.5%, so I'm suspecting more of a restrained style, but I don't know for sure. Aroma-wise, sometimes I could pick out a wine that to me smells a little bit Australian. This has a little bit of that balsamic vinegar volatile acidity on the nose. I need to open up more. Bright cherry I'm getting now. There's a Bing cherry thing, without a doubt. It doesn't have that big, dark, luscious aroma that some Napa Cabs will have in this price range. So most of the cabs I've had from Margaret, now unfortunately it's been limited, and Leeuwin Estate is probably one of the few I've had, but they've always been great. I bought, if it's 17, I think I got the vintage 18. It's good. Don't love it. It's a little green. It's a little green. A little bit of that capsicum, green pepper thing. And then there is red fruit around it, more than black fruit. Maybe needs to open up a little more, but it's a little bit green. Had that happen with some Australian wines. We'll see how it is with food. It might evolve better, but a little bit disappointing. I don't like wines that get overly green and leafy like this. So, let's not end this on a bad note, but end it on a positive note. Wine of the year, for me, is... I always get asked, number one question, give me a red wine, typically California Cab, under 20 bucks. They don't really exist, but under $20, 18, I think around 18 or 19, depending on where you're purchasing. This Ramirez de la Piscina Rioja Reserva 2017. So Rioja has various, there's Crianza, I think there's something even lower, but Crianza Reserva, Gran Reserva, this is under 20 bucks. The Gran Reserva is 40, and I just found a bottle, I bought it, but let's not get away from the topic here. This is a 2017 though. I've had other vintages that weren't as good in the Reserva. So this one's got body, it's got tannin, it's got texture. It could go with numerous types of foods. It could be drank alone, it could be drank with food. And for that price, I think it's awesome. This has become easily my weekday red. Every time I go to the store that has it or wherever I see it, I buy 3 or 4 or 5 bottles just because I believe it's just that good. You know, it's got some viscosity to it, so it fits those cab drinkers, but also has some of that Rioja flavor to it. It's definitely oak aged, and it's great. It's great. So if I had to give sort of a wine of the year, it's not because I think that's the best wine, but I think that's the best bargain wine I've discovered all year, and I think it's awesome. And I hope absolutely when 18 vintage comes out, and the next, I will absolutely be buying it and trying it and praying that it tastes as good as the 17. I hope this wasn't just a sort of one-off. I don't know about the 2017 vintage out at Rioja, but that wine is a home run without a doubt, and I absolutely love it. My birthday's coming up. I'm gonna open up. I found the same store I found the Gran Reserva version of that, which I've never seen before. I forget the vintage. I found a Philip Togni 2015 cab, a cab that I've wanted to try for a while, from a producer I wanted to try for a while. I think Philip Togni's pretty, so I think he's retired now, but sort of a restrained, what they call old Napa type of cab, which I believe will go amazing with food. So we shall see. I think that's going to be my birthday red, birthday white. I did get that Northern Rhone. It's a possibility, but I don't quite know on that one yet. So that's it. But really, highlight really being this wine for the price. And I've had this happen before where I've found this, it's typically Spanish, that I find these $20 bargains. And there was one called, I'm blanking on the name, it's from Ribera del Duero. So again, a Tempranillo grape. So it's probably Tempranillo heavy, that wine. Oh, it has to be based in Rioja. I forget the percentage. Let's say it's 80, and the rest could be some other grapes. I forget the name of it, but it went from like 20 to 22 to 27. Now it's like 30 almost. So it's still a good wine, but I think this one is better. Maybe more complex, lesser bodied, but just more going on than that other one now. And the last time I bought that other one in a certain vintage, it just wasn't great. And for 30 bucks, I could get other wines. So, going on too long. Time to eat some steak. Hopefully this Leeuwin Estate. It's getting greener. It's getting greener. That is disappointing. It's got a... So now in the glass, it gave me a sour cranberry and green. Not quite what you're expecting. This definitely doesn't emulate Bordeaux. It's very disappointing. I hope this changes. And I'm gonna keep the bottle open. Screw cap, typical of Australia. This doesn't mean quality is low. And this is a high quality, year in year out. It's supposed to be a very high quality wine, not an inexpensive wine. But I'm gonna leave the bottle open. Maybe some of the air will let that green blow off. I've seen that happen. We shall see. Hopefully this thing evolves better, but I'm not going to open anything else. That's it. Happy New Year. Have a good one.